You have your essential oils kit. Now what do you do with it? How do you use those oils to get any benefit at all from them? So there's 3 different main ways that we use our oils: aromatically, topically, and internally. So the first way, aromatically, is we smell them. So the reason that's also beneficial is, in addition to the therapeutic benefit, you also get the emotional benefit. So the sense of smell is directly tied to the limbic system, bypassing the thinking part of our brain and impacting our emotions. And that's why essential oils can be so beneficial in helping with our emotional health. So how do we get them in to our nose? How do we smell them? So there's a couple different ways. So you can take your oil, like this one's Stress Away, which is a great emotional support oil, and it smells really good too. You put a drop into your hands. You can rub it around. Inhale deeply a couple of times. Oh, that smells so good. Or you could wear it as a perfume, put it on your wrist, put it on diffuser jewelry. This is a necklace that has a lava stone in it, so you can put whatever you want to smell throughout the day on it. It's another great option. Or you can put it in your diffuser. So these are 2 of the diffusers. This is the home diffuser. It looks kind of like a rose. So to use it, you take out the purple part, you fill it up to the fill ring on the inside, put a drop or 2 of oil in it. I usually use 2 to 3, 4 drops of oil. Depends on how big your room is and how strong you want the smell to be, how close you're going to be to your diffuser. Put the lid back on. You push the button once to turn it on continuously, and 2 times if you want it to be on the intermittent setting, where it comes on 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And you hold the button in if you want to turn the light off for night use. I have one of these that I use in my room for sleeping every night, so I want the light off. This is the Dewdrop diffuser. So to use it, you take the 2 cones off, you fill it up to this red dot on the inside, put your oil in, put the cones back on, push the button once to turn it on and twice to turn it on with the light off. So this one will just run continuously until it empties. So all of the diffusers will turn themselves off when they're done, so you don't have to worry about that. You can leave them on at night, you can leave them on if you leave the house. They have ultrasonic plates in them that micronize the oils and the water so that the mist that comes out is extremely fine, which is why it's so effective in the air, for purifying the air and for breathing in. So let's see, we'll just turn that one on right there. So those are great ways to enjoy your oils aromatically. So the next way is to enjoy them topically. So again, you can apply them directly to the spot that you want to affect. Say you have, a little bump or something that you think might bruise or it might swell. You could put your copaiba directly on the location to help with the body's response to inflammation. The same with lavender. If you have a little cut or burn, put it on your Band-Aid, cover it up, that sort of thing. If you want to affect a body system, say you're working on liver detox or that sort of thing, or you want to support your adrenal glands or your thyroid, you can apply it topically directly over. I put oils on my thyroid every day, over my adrenal glands, that sort of thing. The other thing is, in your pocket reference, there is this VitaFlex point chart that shows where all of the organs correspond to points on the bottoms of the feet. So that's another good way to apply your oils, especially maybe if you don't like the smell or you're just not sure about how sensitive your skin may be. You can always start on the bottoms of your feet, which is also where I recommend starting with children for sure. So the bottoms of the feet absorb very readily as well. And that's why the oils work so well, because the molecular size is so small that the oils can actually get down to the cellular level and they can cross the blood-brain barrier, which is incredible. Everything you put on your skin does get absorbed by your body, which is why we want to watch what we're putting on because of that toxin load. But the molecular size is the reason that the essential oils can go so deeply. So everything you're putting on your skin does not go down to your cellular level. So another thing with putting oils on topically, when you're just starting out or if you're using them on children or elderly people or someone with sensitive skin, is you'll want to dilute them. So you can use a carrier oil to dilute them. The essential oils are not fatty, like I put them on my hands, it's not greasy at all, but they are fat soluble. So you'll want to use a fatty oil to dilute them. So these are a couple that I use a lot: avocado oil, jojoba oil, these I have not used yet, but I intend to, apricot kernel oil, and black castor oil. And it kind of depends on what you're using them for. If you're making a skin serum, you might want a particular oil like a rose hip seed that is great for delicate skin. But if you also just have a good quality coconut oil or an olive oil, that will work too. So when you're diluting to apply topically, one easy way to do that is to use a rollerball. So the rollerball is just an easy application, so you can roll it on your skin. You don't have to worry about drops and that sort of thing. And if you're allowing children to apply them for themselves, they're not going to dump the whole bottle out. So one other note about this is considered the orifice reducer, and this hole in the middle is actually the air vent. So there's a little tiny pinhole on the edge, and that's where the oil actually comes out. So if you want to get just a little bit out, you can put a little bit on the side of your finger like that, and then you're not going to get as much. But the easy way to switch if you want to do the rollerball is to just tilt and pop that orifice reducer right off. You put on your rollerball, screw it down tight, and then you just look to make sure that it's down tight as it is, and so you know it's not going to fall off. So if you want to take it off, again, you just tilt and it pops right off, and then you can go back to your orifice reducer. So that is easy way. If you're going to be, of course, putting them into your diffuser, then you may want to keep the orifice reducer on so that you can drop them. But once you've diluted an oil and you've put a fatty oil into it, do not put it in your diffuser. So that's just for straight essential oils. The other thing is these bottles made by Young Living are really sturdy. So if you empty a bottle, say you use up all your lemon oil, keep the bottle because it's a great place to dilute, to make your own blends, to carry oils with you, that sort of thing. Usually these bottles don't break when they drop, which is nice. And these roller balls are super sturdy, and they don't leak when you fly and that sort of thing. So if you buy aftermarket bottles for diluting into, generally they leak. So hold on to your bottles for sure. So topically, I think that covers topically. You can apply on location, apply to the bottoms of your feet, dilute, don't dilute, roller ball, that sort of thing. So if you want to use your oils internally, which is totally optional, don't feel like you have to do this at all. And I only do it for certain things, so it's definitely not something that I do all the time. But one way to do it is to use capsules. So this is a clear veggie capsule. So it's empty. So I use a little dropper. These are really cheap off Amazon. You want to use an oil that is an edible oil, of course, like an avocado or an olive or a coconut if you're making capsules. So you fill it up about halfway or so with your carrier oil, and then you can put your drop of your Vitality oil in. You want to make sure you're using an oil that's labeled for dietary use if you're going to consume it, of course. Put the little cap on, and then just put them in a little bowl. You can make them up ahead of time, that sort of thing, so that you have them on hand. The other way that I use oils, which is technically I think considered topical, but I do drops under my tongue. So I do that with like frankincense, and I do it with copaiba, just because that's a place where your body quickly absorbs the oil as well. So another way to do it. A lot of people like to drink their oils, which is a great way to get more water into the body. So one way to do it is to use pink Himalayan sea salt. So you use a crystal in the glass, and then you drop in your 1 drop of oil, and then the salt helps to disperse the oil throughout the water, so it doesn't stick to your glass. So make sure you're using glass and not plastic. You can also use stainless steel, of course, if you have a water bottle. But you don't want to use plastic because the oils will dissolve plastic. And no, we are not made of plastic, so it won't hurt you at all. A lot of people like to drink the lemon oil, which really helps the body detox, helps the body to release those toxins, or grapefruit oil, which helps boost metabolism. So they all taste great, so they're great ways to get more water in as well. And the nice thing about the citrus oils is they're not acidic because they're pressed from the rind as opposed to the juice of the fruit, so they're not going to hurt the enamel on your teeth. So again, if you only have one oil, I'd get something like a good avocado oil, or a good coconut oil, something like that you can use for everything. So I think that pretty much covers everything. So hopefully this is a good start for getting these oils out of the box and into your life so that you can live that life of wellness, purpose, and abundance that Young Living wants for everyone.